My wife quit her job to become a stay-at-home mom, but she sucks at it and puts our child in danger, so I told her that her role isn't hard and that she's just lazy. My wife and I have been married for 26 years and we have 5 kids, with the 5th one being a surprise and now 3 years old. Our other children are all adults. For the majority of their lives I was the stay-at-home parent. I cooked and cleaned and attended games and so on. From the moment they came home from the hospital, all up until their mid-teens where I deemed them old enough to stay home by themselves. Like usual with our recent child, I quit my job and had been watching her at home, but 8 months ago my wife came to me and said she'd like to quit her job and watch our daughter. I was skeptical because she had never done it before, but she's her mother and assumed she could handle it like I did. Well, she hasn't been handling it well at all. Whenever I come home from work the bathroom is a mess, there's no dinner cooked, our daughter is a mess, and my wife is just watching TV. After I tidy up the house, cook dinner and get ready for bed, she complains about how being a stay-at-home mom is hard. Personally, I think she's lazy and I voiced my thoughts. She tried to tell me it's different, but I told her it's not. I was able to watch the twins with little to no difficulty and all the way up until they were 14. I watched our 3rd and 4th child with no hassle either. I had the house cleaned, the food ready, the kids clean, homework done, went to their games, school meetings and any other thing you can imagine. I never asked for help and sucked it up because I was a dad. For her to have so much trouble watching a 3-year-old is ridiculous. She's been silent with me since the conversation, but when I came home from work the house was actually clean, food was cooked, and our daughter was clean as well. I'm starting to feel like an a-hole because maybe it's different for women, but how can raising children be so difficult and different for us? For context, each time after giving birth she did not immediately return to work and she stayed at home for about 1 year so she could recuperate. I along with hired help watched the children and took care of the house. We come from a very wealthy family, so returning to work has never been troublesome for me. I want everyone to understand that I do love my wife, but she has not been able to take care of the house or our daughter. Being a stay-at-home parent means taking care of the house and children, and she does neither. My wife claims she's not depressed, but I can't allow for this to continue. Calling her out the way I did may have been harsh and I will apologize for that, but it did seem to have an effect since she did take care of the house and our daughter the next day. Update. I just got done discussing with my wife on why she hasn't been doing her part as a stay-at-home mom. We argued back and forth for a while, her saying that she still needs time to adjust, how I'm shaming her, and how it's different from others. I brought up hiring help and she quickly shot this down and became irritated that I suggested she needed help taking care of her home and child. It felt like we were going in circles. I eventually cut her off and began to list all the dangers she had been putting our daughter in since becoming a stay-at-home mom, explaining how even though I went back to work that I come back and have to clean up after her because she hasn't done her part, and told her I was sick of this. I apologized for calling her lazy, but she then broke down crying. My wife admits that being a stay-at-home mom was something she didn't think she'd be good at, but she desperately wanted to be here to raise our daughter because she wasn't there for our other kids. She said that when I was raising the children I made it seem so easy because everything was neat and the children were happy and everything was orderly. I told my wife that it's not true and that she was always with us. We got out some picture books and I pointed out all the times she was with us, every trip we took, the games she tried her hardest to attend, taking time off work for holidays, bedtime stories and much more. She may not have been there for everything like I was, but me and the children always saw and loved her efforts. She even thought that maybe our children held resentment towards her, but that couldn't be further from the truth. I asked her if she was possibly going through depression, but she assured me she's not, but we decided we should attend couples therapy along with some individual therapy for her. I asked if she enjoyed being with our daughter at home and she admits that being able to spend all this time with her was refreshing and possibly the happiest she's ever been. She promised that she'll do her part and keep the house tidy to the best of her ability and will be more careful so that she doesn't put her in danger anymore. We sat down for a while and I gave my wife some ideas she and our daughter can do together while I'm at work, like going to the museum, aquarium or a picnic. These were things I did with the kids and they loved it. But I did tell her I was still going to hire someone to help her, and she attempted to say no, but I shot her down. Being a stay-at-home mom is a lot harder for her than she realizes. After a bit my wife was more open to the idea of hired help. I'm glad we were able to get this out in the open. I'm still wondering if I should take some time off work before I hire someone to help my wife. That may possibly be more comfortable for her. But for now I'm going to plan something with our children this weekend. I want to tell the children how my wife's been feeling. I know for a fact they love her, but I bet my wife would feel a lot better to see it come from them.